Hi, this is Joshua Kyle, and I thought I'd do a quick intro for this video. Sorry I didn't take any video of it all apart. I was kind of in a rush to get it back together due to I will be using this generator, the Generac iX2000, at the Steam Show instead of my little 1 Power 850, partially because it's inverter, it's bigger, and yeah, it's quieter. So the carburetor, I had to get a new one due to I had the one that was on there had the wrong stepper motor pin plug, so I had to get a new one. I got one off repairclinic.com for about 43 bucks plus shipping, tax. Yeah. I bought fuel line for it. That turned out to be have too thick of OD to fit through the housing, so I just used what I had online. I also got a new fuel filter. It's a Prime Line 7-02300 7-023008D, as in dog. I will put a picture here of it. Uh, it's for I wanted to replace the fuel filter. I'll go over it again. Due to it was old and I wanted to change it out. That one, the fuel filter was about $6 at O'Reilly's. Works great. I replaced the fuel line with a section of fuel line that I already had, but I rubbed a hole in it because the plastic piece broke, and that would allow the rope to slide against the fuel line. That metal spring doesn't even help. It just the recoil just pushes it out of the way. So I basically scratched that idea, put it all the way in, and I'll just fish it out when I'm ready to full start it. That's what I'm going to do for the time being. Then after the show, I'm going to make a metal bracket that goes into up higher to permanently mount it in that same location, but up a little higher. Sorry, my chair's squeaky. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so that's going to be coming up. I'll probably show it after the show. Also, back on the Wisconsin after the show. I still need to do the burner, the bases. I'll hopefully get that done tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know yet. I have to get it done today, or yeah, basically today. Today is Tuesday. It's 12:30 in the morning. Yeah, basically that, and I got a bunch to do. That's why you haven't really seen me. I've been trying to get ready for the show. Yeah. So that's the reason why. Yeah. Yep, so I'll show that yeah, it wasn't that expensive. It was that or a smaller fuel filter that was completely clear. I went with the other one because it was bigger. I know it fit just fine. Yeah, so I have clear fuel line coming from the valve to the fuel filter, which I can actually see. The basically I bought 4 feet of 1/4 inch fuel line. I'll be replacing that fuel line again on the water pump rig because I want to get rid of that plastic valve, because I think what is happening is when I shut the fuel valve off, there's a little bit of fuel left in the line that gets sucked into the carburetor. That's no big deal. I can always just drain it a couple days later. Basically I bought a new fastener, like a spring clamp. I didn't need that because I figured it was just that leak, and it turned out to be the truth. So yeah. So all total, it was about $17.71 from L&M Fleet Supply. Yeah. Be right back. I'm back. Thought I'd do a quick update. This is gonna be all in one video. This is basically what it's come up to. I had to replace the fuel line again for the second time because the recoil starter wore through the new recoil starter, or the new fuel line, which was a pain, but what do you expect? Basically, what I did, I'll explain the exhaust in a little bit. I replaced it with a new carburetor with the right plug end. Yep, so that's fine. I did install a new fuel filter because the old one looked a little crusty. The reason why you don't see the recoil is that's part of the reason. Oh, also right up here is I replaced that cracked tube with some radiator hose. Yep, this should be just fine. What I had to do is I had to split the whole case, which was a pain, sort of, but getting it back together, no, that was a pain. On this rope, there is a plastic piece that goes right here. That piece broke. And that would allow this line, this recoil rope, to rub into the fuel line, and that's what caused the leak. Yeah, and I think that's what happened is why it was leaking fuel. Actually, yeah, it was the only reason why. So for temporary, until I get a new piece that goes there, I'm just gonna store the rope right in there. Yep. Back there is a fuel pump, which is nice. The new carburetor came with new drain line and a new overflow, which was nice. Yeah, that's basically what I had to do to make it work. And this pipe exhaust is for the steam show because all the controls are on this side, and if I was gonna have it with exhaust facing that way, the controls would have to be towards the the building. That's why I came up with this exhaust. This is a little conduit, half-inch conduit fitting that goes into a half-inch piece of black pipe of a 12-inch, half-inch, a 3/4 to half-inch reducer, 90, then a 4-foot section of black pipe, which should work just fine. The leaking is just from the condensation and the oil. I think this thing is a little bit over full on oil. No, it's fine. Basically, what I had to take it apart, getting the case together was a pain. Yeah, so yeah, basically that's what took the most time to do. So I was just trying to put the case back, but this went easy. I went to Riley's, picked up the radiator hose, modified the spring clamps that are right there. Yeah, then I put it back together. It ran great, and you'll see in a little bit, it actually idled down and it idles up. Perfect, and it still makes power. This pipe is again to get the fumes out that way. See, that's all it is that. that goes right there. It just slides over that and redirects it. I did think about doing 3/4 inch pipe from here, but if you think about it, I want as little weight on this as possible. Yeah, so that's why I went with 1/2 inch down to here, then 3/4 inch for the main run. Like, is it far enough away from this? Plus the exhaust can cool down on its way out. And there's a little ant right there crawling on the... Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that's basically what I had to do. The reason why I changed the fuel filter is because I was in there and I didn't want to spend like 20 bucks for a Generac fuel filter, so I just bought a prime line fuel filter. I will put the part number in the description of the video. I did not change the filter, that was the air filter, that was fine. This is 123 cc's engine displacement. Actually 127 technically, and yeah, that's a 5/8 exhaust outlet, so 1/2 inch conduit should work. And then it does work. It's, the case is quite not lined up, I don't know why. You can see this is sort of apart, and yeah, it has had a rough life, and I think I didn't take my time on opening it. That's probably another reason why. Yep, I'll be right back, and I'll get you set up for somewhat of a warm start. Oh, by the way, when I first started this up, after I put it all back together, there was a big cloud of white smoke. That was from the oil in the cylinder from me tipping on its side. Yep, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, so basically, it's starting to sprinkle. That's why I have it in the garage. And this exhaust system, if you seal it well enough, I do not recommend this. You actually could run this in your garage, but again, I do not recommend it and have it stick outside. This is just for testing purposes only, like Cars and Cameras would say. There you go. It does run, does idle up and down. I think it'll learn the stepper motor. That's, again, I don't know, but At least it does idle up and down, and it does what it's supposed to. And that rattling was this thing, it leaks a little bit, but what do you expect? And that's basically to shoot the exhaust gases out away from, that way I can, sorry for, yeah, it does run, it does make power, and it's happy. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.